Welcome to the Sunday morning service of the Divine Church of Prophecy, Daytona Beach. It is August 7th. The guest lecturer is Reverend Kathleen Zurenko. She is an outreach minister of the AGAPE ministry and a well-known metaphysician of this area. She's bringing her wealth of knowledge to us today.
Thank you, Steve. Good morning. Good morning. Nice to see everyone. I'm also a college teacher at Daytona State College, and I'm used to speaking for 100 minutes a day. So if I start talking too much, give me the time out. I teach college credit classes at the main campus of Daytona State. I teach student success classes. And I also have another campus, the men's jail, and I teach there in the evening. I teach the GED program. However, without being political, our government has decided education is no longer important for incarcerated people, and that program ends this week. Unfortunately, August 12th is the last day of that program. So 30 of us have received our pink slips. So that's okay. I have other irons in the fire and looking at full-time at Daytona State College, in addition to continuing my ministry in prayer work. I do prayer twice, 2 hours a week actually, through AGAPE and other ministries as well. So thank you for being here today. I'm so grateful you all are here. I know you had a choice as to where to be, and I'm glad you're here. And my topic is You Are the Answer. I know we're all going through a lot. There's so much going on, so much in the news, and who in this room can honestly say they have no clue what's going on in the news? Everybody does have just one person. Okay, good for you. Congratulations. We'll talk later, okay? Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot. And the best way to watch the news is A, don't watch it, or B, turn off the sound. Turn off the sound. You create the sound. Say the prayers. Do your prayer work while the news is on. Prayer is so powerful. All those positive words are so powerful. And we'll talk about how to create that so that you go through your day without going through the poor me's and the victimhood consciousness and how do I change this and what can I do and all these things hurt and all these people hurt because of it. I received a poem from a friend a few days ago. And it was very well written. She's very artistic and very talented, very well written. But it was a very negative poem. It was about all the terrible, terrible things going on in the world and all the challenges and all the things that we have to put up with. And she gave us a lot of energy, not knowing the law of attraction, that whatever we give our energy to, we create more of. So we want to be able to give a good, positive energy, because if we're fighting the war on terror, we're getting more of what? Exactly. So we're not here to fight. We're here to be supportive in our prayer, in our love. There was a Sufi master in the 13th century. The only prayer you ever say is thank you. That's enough. Thank you. Just thank you. So we don't have to get caught up in this victimhood consciousness of what's going on around us. We can make the changes right here, right now. And I have a handout for you in a little while of an article that I wrote that was published in Natural Awakenings magazine, how to awaken our consciousness. And it's so easy. You can do this every day yourself. And you'll see the changes. I mean, just coming here and going through the healing with others and Steve's words, don't you feel that shift in consciousness? I did. So we need to take that with us. Not just have it in this room, but take it with us every day, all day. Experience that shift. Shift happens. Remember that one? Shift happens. So we have to go through that shift in consciousness and keep it there. This wonderful little book, The Power, by Rhonda Byrne, who wrote The Secret. I'm sure everyone has seen The Secret or read The Secret by now or knows something about The Secret. She wrote this book a couple of years ago called The Power. And she says, talk about what you love. This ties in so well with what we're talking about today. When you talk about any difficulties with money, a relationship, an illness, or even the profits of your business are down, You are not talking about what you love. When you talk about a bad event in the news, or a person or situation that annoys or frustrates you or frightens you, you are not talking about what you love. Talking about the bad day you had, being late for an appointment, getting caught in traffic, or missing the bus are all talking about what you don't love. There are many little things that happen each day. If you get caught up in talking about what you don't love, every one of those little things brings more struggle and difficulty into your life. So you will get more of what you don't love because you are giving your attention to what you don't love, and the law of attraction says what we give our attention to, we get more of. So if we're giving our attention to what we don't love, we'll get more of exactly that, what we don't love, okay? So you have to talk about the good news of the day. Talk about the appointment that went well. Talk about how you love being on time. Talk about how good it is to be full of health. Talk about the profits you want your business to achieve. Talk about the situations and interactions you had in your day that went well. You have to talk about what you love to bring what you love to you. If you parrot negative things and squawk about the things you don't love, you are literally jailing yourself like a parrot in a cage. Every time you talk about what you don't love, you are adding another bar to the cage, and you are locking yourself away from all good. People who have great lives talk more about what they love. By doing so, they gain unlimited access to all the good in life, and they are as free as the birds that soar in the sky. To have a great life, break the bars of the cage that is jailing you. Give love, talk only about what you love, and love will set you free. You know, working in the men's jail for the past 7 years, it's been interesting. I tell you, it's been real interesting. Even wrote a book, Conversations with Inmates, which hopefully will be published one of these days, because they are so used to being punished that when I come there, it's a whole different scene for them. I only bring positive conversation, positive talk. I do not allow what I call jail talk in my classroom, because they love to talk about who got killed, who they wish they got killed, who should get killed, and all this stuff about killing and all this negative talk. I do not allow it in my classroom. And they'll say, well, Mrs. Z, why don't you allow negative talk in the classroom? And so I'll teach them the law of attraction, even though it's not part of the GED program. I rather they go out of there knowing how to make their lives, their community, their families a better place. And yes, having the GED is important, absolutely, absolutely, no doubt about that. But they need to know the preliminary steps, how to get there, how to make the community work. Get what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's important. So I don't allow that talk in my classroom. I just allow them to talk about positive things, or we don't talk at all. We'll just talk about the boring stuff like reading and math and language arts and where to put commas and the origination of language arts and all this kind of stuff. So they have a choice. So we could go into the positive stuff or talk about the other stuff. So I do not allow negative talk in my classroom. Try that. Try going through your day, just turning the other cheek, looking away from the negative talk. You will find that you talk less and less. I guess that's why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen more than we talk. You will find that people kind of look at you when they're whining and complaining about the economy and this debt ceiling thing and all the stuff that's on the news, and you're just holding it all in prayer, just silently praying and blessing the situation and the person that you're talking to. Just hold it all in prayer. They don't know what you're doing. They don't know that you're blessing them, but they do know something has shifted. They can't explain it. Even my students will tell me, when you're here, Mrs. Z, it's different. We can't explain it, but it's different. People ask me, are you afraid to go to the men's jail at night? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I feel that shift in consciousness when I go there. And it's sad. I must say it is sad that the program will be changing, which means there won't be a program at all. But try that. Try going through your day just being positive. Take it one day at a time. You'll be surprised at how negative you have been. Just in words, just in complaining about what's on the news, about what you ate but should not have eaten, what you wish you didn't eat. Oh, I wish I didn't eat that. Or, stay away from the white foods, as I tell my students it's the stuff that clogs the brain. You know, the white flour, white sugar, white bread, white potatoes. That's the stuff that makes our brains foggy. Eat as close to the earth as possible. Eat the way our ancestors ate, the way the Mediterraneans eat. Just what grows without a label, without processing information. If it has a label, don't eat it. Deepak Chopra said that many years ago in one of his books. If it has a label, don't eat it. Eat what comes right from the ground. You'll never have to worry about another diet or controlling your weight ever, ever. So we need to work on the whole package, the body, mind, and spirit, and take baby steps. You know, this won't all happen overnight. It's not all happening as soon as you leave this room. It's not all happening right this minute. Just a little bit at a time. I talked about this with my daytime class the other day. We do student success, and we're on the wellness chapter. We're coming to the end of the semester now. So on chapter 10, my favorite chapter, it's the wellness chapter. And we talked about that. We talked about the white foods. We talked about spirituality, because a lot of my students are confused that spirituality and religion are the same thing. Your daily practice of spirituality is not about religion. Religion is about somebody else taking the reins and you doing what they decide you should be doing. That's not what we do here. This is about spirituality. This is about the integration of our body, mind, and spirit. And everything works together. And everything on this planet works together for the highest good of all concerned. The visioning process. Has anyone ever done the visioning process as developed by Michael Beckwith, or vision board? Have you ever done a vision board? Yes, yeah. I love that. I just completed another one this week. And you just take pictures from magazines and whatever speaks to you, and you put it on a board. Maybe it's something you're looking at that you want to become, that you want to be. Maybe it's a career or relationship. And when you start to surround yourself with those things, with those words, with those pictures, it happens. It's the law of attraction. The law of attraction works, whether we like it or not, whether we believe it or not. I don't have a pen up here. I'll usually take a pen and drop it to the floor, but I can use my tissue, it's all right. But if I let go of this, the law of attraction isn't going to let it float. It drops. Law of gravity dropped it. So the law of attraction is always in action, whether we like it or not, whether we believe it or not, whether we agree with it or not. So we want to attract to ourselves that which we want. It comes out in our words, in our deeds, in our thoughts. Thoughts become things. Ernest Holmes had a book on that. Thoughts are things. Thoughts are things. So you want to make your thoughts all good, all positive. Stay away from the negative talk and the negative self-talk. Anybody here have that committee going on up here? I used to have this committee. I call it the committee. They have this conversation with themselves. You know, you could be walking down the street, and all of a sudden this committee starts chattering away. So you want to let go of that negative self-talk. Just, breathe into it. Just take a breath whenever you feel that happening, or when somebody is in your face with negative self-talk. Just breathe for them. Just allow that breathing to happen. And this does require thought and work, and it requires practice as to what to do and how to do it. In the visioning process, it's a very deep meditation. Maybe we'll do a workshop on that sometime here at some point. And it's about going very, very deep. It's a very deep process where we take ourselves back into our childhood and situations where we felt very loving and very loved. And then we ask at this point, what must I become? Or what must I release? What must I embrace? What must I do? And is there anything else? Is there anything else? And this is how Michael Beckwith developed his congregation. It'll be 25 years this November that he had 9 people in his living room. He now has a congregation in Culver City, California, of over 12,000 people, and probably twice that many nationwide. And you can watch his service anytime at agapelive.com. You could go to a live streaming, and I do it at least once a week. It's just amazing to see this man in action and how he supports you in shifting your consciousness so that you can make your world, your community, a better place.